Chosen one, before your thumb moves to scroll past this, I need you to stop and listen to my voice. This specific moment on your screen is not a random coincidence. It is not the result of an algorithm guessing your habits. Heaven has literally bent the rules of time to place this urgent message directly in your path. Right now, a massive shift is occurring in the spiritual realm regarding your finances. I need your attention immediately, not tomorrow, and certainly not next week. If you ignore this divine appointment and walk away, the window of this exact alignment will close. Do not let fear take over your heavy heart. I am not bringing you a warning of destruction. I am bringing you the exact rescue you have been begging for in secret. The cycle of scarcity that has terrorized your bloodline long enough is ending tonight. I am about to show you how to claim the economic miracle that is rightfully yours. But you must stay with me and listen closely. The enemy wants you distracted. He wants you to swipe away and lose the key. Hold your ground and receive this word. Let us slow down for just a moment. I want you to pause exactly where you are right now. Unclench your tight jaw. Take one long, slow breath in and let it out. Lately, you have been waking up with a heavy fog in your mind, and you feel an unexplained exhaustion sitting tight in your chest. You think it is just normal stress from paying bills, but you are completely wrong. Do not dismiss this physical weight. Your body is reacting to a massive spiritual shift, and I will reveal exactly what is happening in the unseen realm very soon. I see the reality you are living in. I see the exact weight you have been carrying quietly on your own. You have been trying so hard to be the strong one for everybody else around you, and every single morning when you wake up, that heaviness is already sitting there before you even open your eyes. You push through your long day. You force a brave smile for them. But inside, your spirit is barely holding on to hope, because the financial pressure feels like a tight grip around your tired neck. You wonder how much longer you can survive like this. I know the nights you have stayed awake, staring blindly at the ceiling. I saw you calculating numbers in the dark while the whole house was asleep. You were suffocated by the fear of how you will survive another month with so little provision. You swallowed your bitter tears because you did not want anyone to hear you break down. And no one sees how incredibly close you are to shattering completely. The world may not notice your silent sacrifice, but heaven keeps a perfect record of every single tear you drop. You are not invisible to me. You have worked endlessly trying to build a safe place for your family. You pour your energy into outrunning the poverty that seems to chase your bloodline. But no matter how hard you work, the math never seems to add up in your favor. There is always an unexpected expense, and there is always a sudden bill that steals the little piece you managed to save. You feel like a tired caregiver who is constantly bleeding out to heal others. You give and you give, yet your own cup remains completely empty, making your daily life feel deeply unfair. This endless and bitter struggle has started to poison your pure faith. You have begun to wonder if I am purposely ignoring your prayers. You stand at the altar feeling like a beggar asking for tiny crumbs of comfort. You constantly ask yourself what you did wrong to deserve this heavy season. Yet you watch other people receive their blessings effortlessly while you are left waiting in the dust. The exhaustion is breaking your spirit down into silent resentment. You must drop that heavy burden of guilt right away. Your unanswered prayers were never a rejection of your worth, and your empty bank account is not a sign that you lack enough faith. You have been looking at your situation through the eyes of a defeated human. I need you to lift your vision. There is a very specific reason why your finances are constantly under heavy attack. The darkness is terrified of you. The enemy does not fight people who have no future. He targets the cycle breaker. Do not walk away now. Let me speak to something very tender now. I want you to lay down your heavy defense. You have been fighting a silent war for so long. I saw you. I saw every single moment you tried to hide your deep exhaustion. I saw you sitting in the quiet kitchen when the rest of the house was sleeping peacefully. You were holding those past due bills in your trembling hands. I saw you staring at the numbers until your vision went completely blurry. You felt a cold knot forming deep in your stomach. The fear of tomorrow was a physical weight on your chest. I saw you mentally calculating every dollar because you were so afraid of failing. You wondered how you were going to buy groceries and still keep the lights on this week. I saw the quiet tears falling on your kitchen table. I saw you wipe them away quickly. You did not want your family to wake up and see you broken. You carry their world on your fragile shoulders. I saw you swallow that bitter anxiety while you tried to breathe quietly in the dark. You are so terrified that your best effort is simply never enough for them. Your jaw is constantly tight. Your neck aches from holding up an invisible sky. I saw you looking at your phone, waiting for a miracle to appear. Every time an unknown number called, your heart skipped a beat in absolute panic. You thought it was another debt collector coming to shame you. I saw you shrinking down into a corner of your own life. You are the caregiver who never gets cared for. I saw you giving away your last piece of strength. You always make sure everyone else is fed and comfortable, but your own spirit is starving and desperately thirsty. You put on a brave mask before you walk out of your bedroom every morning. You smile so warmly while your soul is screaming for a quiet rest. I saw you driving in your car alone. You gripped the steering wheel so hard your knuckles turned white. You screamed out to heaven, asking why life has to be this incredibly hard. I heard that raw desperation in your tired voice. You asked if I had completely forgotten your name. You asked if your entire bloodline was just cursed to live in poverty forever. That pain is incredibly real. I am not asking you to pretend it does not hurt. The financial trauma has rewired your nervous system to expect disaster at every corner. I saw you anticipating the next bad news before the current storm even passed. You live in a constant state of spiritual bracing. Your body has literally forgotten how to rest in perfect peace. I saw you applying for new opportunities. I saw you hoping for a breakthrough that kept slipping through your fingers. Every closed door felt like a personal rejection. You felt foolish for hoping that this time would actually be different. I saw you lower your expectations just to protect your heart from another painful disappointment. It hurts to keep trying, but you must stop blaming yourself for this brutal season. You are not broken. The heavy exhaustion you feel is the physiological weight of carrying a massive calling. Your body is reacting to a spiritual war that is happening right over your finances. I saw the enemy trying to crush your hope because he knows what is coming tomorrow. Listen very carefully. Do not let this sentence pass you. Stay with me and let this truth sink deeply into your spirit. The poverty you are fighting is not a permanent destination. It is a highly contested threshold. You are the cycle breaker standing right at the edge of the promised land. The resistance is violent only because your victory is absolutely guaranteed to happen. I saw you holding the line when everyone else would have quit. Heaven honors your immense endurance. Your silent tears have watered the seeds of a tremendous financial harvest. But you cannot walk into your wealthy future carrying the mentality of a wounded survivor. I am about to change your posture completely. Breathe out that heavy guilt right now. Let me show you the unseen truth about your waiting season. You thought my silence meant I was incredibly angry with you. You believed your delay was a strict punishment for not having enough faith, and you spent countless hours analyzing every past mistake to figure out exactly why you were seemingly left behind. That is a lie planted by the enemy to keep you shrinking. Your unanswered prayers were never a rejection of your worth. I need you to understand something very clearly about the spiritual realm. There is a massive difference between a heavenly denial and a divine delay. I am not withholding your financial breakthrough because you are unworthy, but I am holding the provision back because the current environment around you is completely unsafe to handle such a massive blessing right now. You felt abandoned when nothing seemed to move forward in your life, but you could not see the intense spiritual warfare happening just behind the curtain while you were quietly waiting. I was not ignoring your desperate cries for help in the dark. I was aggressively clearing out the toxic people and the hidden traps from your future. The delay was never a punishment. The delay was my fierce protection over your life. Think about the people who recently walked away from you. You mourned their sudden exit and wondered why they turned incredibly cold. You tried to fix relationships that were simply designed to expire. But I hardened their hearts and intentionally removed them because they were secretly plotting against your harvest while smiling directly to your face. They could not survive in the room I am preparing for you. If I had given you the massive wealth earlier, those parasites would have drained it completely. They would have attached themselves to your success, and ruined your hard-earned peace. I had to create a painful distance to save your inheritance. Do you see the brilliant architecture of this moment now? Your daily frustration was actually a divine shield, and your temporary isolation was a necessary quarantine to keep the enemy far away from your incoming blessing. Breathe deeply and let go of your bitter resentment. You are the chosen one of your entire family line. You carry the heavy mandate to end the poverty of your bloodline. A mission of this incredible magnitude requires absolute precision and perfect timing. I cannot afford to let you walk into the wealthy promised land with jealous traitors hiding quietly in your camp. The silence was just the sound of heaven doing heavy construction. Every door that closed in your face was a massive favor. Every opportunity that fell apart at the last minute was a divine rescue mission. I was completely breaking your old survival pattern. You were settling for tiny crumbs because you were simply too tired to demand the full feast. I had to make the wilderness incredibly uncomfortable, so you would finally drop your beggar mindset and start walking toward the wealthy place. Stop crying over the things I intentionally removed from your path. They were too small for the destiny written over your life. You are the rightful heir to a massive heavenly estate. An heir does not stand outside the gates and beg for a cup of water. An heir walks boldly into the mansion and calmly claims the keys because they know exactly who they belong to. Your period of begging is officially over tonight. You have been deeply misunderstood by almost everyone around you. They called you crazy for believing in a miracle they could not see. They judged your struggle and assumed you had lost your divine favor. But vindication does not happen when confused people finally understand your path. Vindication actually happens when I prepare a massive table of wealth for you directly in the presence of the exact enemies who doubted your calling. The waiting season has successfully accomplished its holy purpose. The soil is clear and the toxic weeds have been completely burned away. Now we are entering the beautiful season of the sudden harvest. I need you to stand still, stay completely clean, and quietly watch the water move. Do not let the distraction of this loud world pull your eyes away from what I am revealing next, because your miracle is arriving. Let me speak to something else you have been hiding quietly. Lately, you have been waking up with a heavy fog in your mind. You forget simple things and lose your train of thought constantly. You feel scattered and completely disconnected from your own brilliant mind, because the stress of survival has taken over your daily focus. You stare at your screen with a total lack of focus. You secretly call yourself lazy, but you are not lazy or broken at all. This mental heaviness is intensely real. The deep fog in your tired mind is a physical reaction to massive spiritual pressure. Your nervous system is aggressively bracing for the massive shift of the harvest season. The sheer physiological weight of waiting for a miracle is exhausting your fragile brain, and it takes immense emotional energy to hold on to a promise you cannot physically see yet. You are trying to bridge the gap between heaven and earth with your human strength. Give yourself some much-needed grace. You are incredibly tired of waiting for the arrival season. The endless delays have made your spirit incredibly weary, and what makes this wait so bitterly painful is the harsh judgment of other people. You have been deeply misunderstood by the very people you tried to love, and they look at your current struggle and simply assume you did something terribly wrong. They whisper behind your back and openly question your divine calling. They measure your worth by your empty bank account. I saw how deeply their cruel words wounded your gentle spirit in secret. I saw the massive urge rising in your chest to defend your completely clean heart. You wanted to send that long message to explain yourself just one more time. You bleed yourself dry trying to make confused people understand your unique path, while they completely ignore your quiet pain. But you simply cannot force blind eyes to see a heavenly vision. Unclench your tight jaw right now. Take one extremely slow breath. Let your heavy shoulders fall down completely to the floor. You have been carrying far too much tension in your tired mouth. The first clear sign that this specific message is for you is that deep pressure, because you feel the exhausting need to constantly justify your difficult season to very small minds. I am ordering you to stop performing innocence for them today. Lay down your heavy shield and just rest quietly. Your holy silence is your absolute greatest weapon in this brutal season. Fearful silence always tries to hide in the dark out of shame, but faithful silence stands incredibly tall under massive pressure. You thought your vindication would finally begin when everyone understood your pure heart, but your true vindication begins when you stop needing them to act as your judge, and heaven already knows the total truth about your quiet sacrifice. I do not need you to argue anymore. Listen closely, for I speak with immense weight now. Do not let this vital sentence slip away from your mind. Your time of playing the tragic victim to their gossip is completely over. The enemy used their cruel words to distract you from the incoming harvest, and he wanted you so focused on defending your past that you would completely miss your wealthy future. I am drawing a protective bloodline around your tired mind right now. The heavy mental fog is finally lifting up. You are stepping directly out of the brutal wilderness and into the fertile field. The spiritual winter that kept your financial seeds frozen is officially ending today. But you must drop the heavy baggage of their false accusations before you enter, because you are the rightful heir to a massive legacy. An heir does not argue with peasants at the loud gates of the kingdom. Stay completely still and let heaven fight this final battle for you in complete silence. Let us look at the unseen reality of your current struggle. There is a dark intelligence actively working against your financial peace. You thought your money problems were simply bad luck or poor personal decisions. You believed the endless string of sudden expenses was just the cruel nature of normal life. But I need you to understand something absolutely critical about your identity. This is not bad luck at all. This is a highly coordinated spiritual warfare aimed directly at your future. The darkness has literally sounded an alarm over your entire life. The enemy is completely terrified of you. He did not target your bank account because you are weak and easily defeated. He attacked your resources because he knows you are incredibly dangerous to his broken kingdom. He studied your bloodline and saw that you carry the holy mandate to be the ultimate cycle breaker. And he knows that once you get your wealth, you will instantly use it to build the kingdom and completely destroy his control over your family. You are the chosen one designed to snap the heavy chains of generational poverty. If the enemy can keep you exhausted and constantly worried about paying small bills, he can successfully stop you from focusing on your massive inheritance. He wants you to stay in the dark survival mode forever. He uses every tiny financial crisis to drain your mental energy so you never have enough clarity to step into your true power. It is a very deliberate strategy to keep you incredibly small and afraid. Every time you were about to break through to the other side, an unexpected emergency suddenly drained your small savings account. Your car broke down. A medical bill arrived out of nowhere. A trusted client suddenly canceled their big contract without any warning. You cried in frustration and wondered why you could never catch a lucky break. But those moments were not random accidents of life. They were desperate spiritual attacks launched by an extremely panicked enemy. He is fighting for his life against your incoming harvest. I see the deep fatigue the enemy has placed upon your heavy shoulders. He whispers cruel lies into your mind when you are trying to sleep. He tells you that your situation is entirely hopeless. He convinces you that your big dreams are foolish illusions that will only bring more painful disappointment to your tired heart. He points out all your past mistakes and uses your deep shame as a weapon to keep you paralyzed in quiet fear. But his time to torment you is officially UP tonight. I am exposing his dark tactics so you can finally stop blaming yourself for the struggle. You must completely redirect your anger away from your own human flaws. The heavy sadness and deep confusion you felt recently are not depression or mental weakness. They are the dirty arrows of a losing enemy who is trying to blind your prophetic vision. But he has made a massive mistake by pushing you into this quiet corner. He thought the immense pressure would finally crush your spirit into total submission. Instead, the intense pressure has forged you into a brilliant and unstoppable spiritual warrior. You have survived the absolute worst seasons of lack without losing your pure heart. And now, heaven is stepping into the active battlefield to completely reverse the financial curse. The dark forces that stole from your family for generations are being forcefully evicted from your property right now. I am shutting down the massive leaks in your financial foundation forever. Do not scroll away or lose your tight focus right now. Stay with me in this holy room. The enemy will try to distract you with a sudden notification or a wandering thought because he hates the truth I am revealing to your spirit. Resist the dark urge to leave this divine appointment. You are standing directly in the crosshairs of a massive heavenly intervention. I am placing the heavy armor back on your tired shoulders and preparing you to completely take back every single thing that was stolen from your house. We are standing right at the edge of the spiritual threshold now. The immense compression in your daily life is reaching its absolute peak, and you can feel the intense heat of this massive transition deep in your weary bones. The heavy door of opportunity is finally unlocking for you today, but you cannot walk through this holy doorway carrying your old survival habits. The toxic beggar mindset must die here. You have spent your entire life asking for permission to be blessed. You approach heaven like a frightened servant hoping for tiny leftovers. You constantly negotiate with your own destiny, and you promise to work much harder if I just give you a tiny financial break. That exhausting transactional religion is completely over. Stop acting like a homeless orphan in your own father's house. A petitioner stands at a busy counter and constantly begs for attention. An heir walks through the front door of the massive estate and simply receives what is rightfully theirs. You are the rightful heir to this glorious kingdom. The financial inheritance has already been deeded to your specific name, but you keep standing out in the cold waiting for an invitation you already own. I need you to drop that heavy burden of self-blame right now. You are absolutely not responsible for the deep poverty of your ancestors. You do not have to pay the painful debts of your family line with your own sweat and blood. You are the anointed cycle breaker, and you are the specific one chosen to rewrite the entire financial history of your bloodline from this very day forward. You must boldly demand your spiritual rights without any fear. Do not shrink back when the enemy tries to intimidate you with unexpected bills. Look directly into the darkness and declare your divine authority loud and clear. The wealth of the wicked is being transferred to the righteous hands today. And your hands have been washed completely clean by your silent suffering, while your endless patience has proven your pure heart. Listen to me very carefully as we move forward together. The enemy desperately wants you to remain a tired victim. He wants you to keep crying over the spilled milk of your painful yesterday. But I need you to square your tired shoulders and lift your heavy head high. You have a massive vault of heavenly provision waiting for you, and the only thing keeping it closed is your hesitation to claim it. There is a specific key you are currently missing to unlock that heavenly vault. I am going to place that exact key in your hands before we finish this message. But first, you must make a firm and unwavering decision to change your path. You must completely divorce the spirit of lack right now. You must stop apologizing for wanting a peaceful life where all your bills are easily paid in full every single month. Do not let anyone make you feel guilty for desiring immense wealth. Money in the hands of the chosen one is a powerful holy weapon. It is the necessary tool to build sanctuaries and protect your vulnerable loved ones from harm. The world desperately needs you to be fully funded because your empty cup cannot water the dry ground around you. It is time to let your cup run over completely today. Let us make a physical agreement in the unseen realm right now. I want you to gently press the like button on this specific message. This simple action is your physical covenant with heaven today. It is your silent way of saying you are finally dropping the beggar mentality forever. You are confidently stepping into your true identity as the powerful heir, and you are ready to manage the massive blessing coming toward you. If you are truly ready to leave the dark wilderness behind you, type 777 in the comments below. Let that holy sequence seal this prophetic word deep into your current reality. The intense pressure you feel right now is just the birth pangs of your new wealthy season. The massive spiritual threshold is officially crossed today, and you are standing safely on the other side of the heavy storm. Now prepare your heart for the massive revelation coming next. The compression is reaching its absolute breaking point right now. You can feel the intense spiritual gravity shifting in your room. Your heart might be racing slightly. And the enemy is throwing his final and most desperate punches at your daily life because he knows his time is officially up. He is trying to create a massive illusion of total defeat right before your victory arrives. He wants you to look at your empty bank account and surrender to the heavy darkness. Do not bow down to his pathetic lies. You are not a helpless victim trapped in a tragic story. You are a highly trained spiritual warrior standing firmly on the front lines of your family history. The fierce battle you have been fighting is completely turning in your favor today. Let me reveal the final truth about your invisible enemy right now. I told you earlier that we would uncover exactly who has been sabotaging your peace. The dark forces did not target your finances because you are weak and easily broken. They targeted you because they looked into the spiritual realm and saw the massive crown placed securely upon your head. They saw the heavy mantle of the cycle breaker resting on your tired shoulders. They saw the incredible future wealth you are destined to manage for the kingdom. They knew that if you ever realized your true power, their dark kingdom would be completely destroyed by your hands. Your deep suffering was never a sign of heavenly abandonment. It was the ultimate proof of your massive threat level to the enemy. It is time to violently strip off the heavy clothes of the victim right now. You are done walking through this world with your head bowed down in deep shame. You are done apologizing for the space you take up in this loud life. The tired caregiver who constantly bleeds out for everyone else is officially retiring tonight. I am raising up the fierce conqueror inside of your weary bones. Your pure bloodline carries the royal DNA of heaven itself. You are the specific person heaven trusted with this brutal assignment because nobody else in your family had the spiritual spine to carry this cross. A petitioner stands at a counter and begs for tiny scraps of bread. An heir walks through the heavy door of the estate and claims the entire kingdom without any hesitation. You must boldly step out of the waiting room and walk directly into the throne room today. I am placing the sword of the Spirit back into your empty hands. You will not retreat another inch. You will actively take back your stolen health, your lost joy, and your complete financial dignity. Every single dollar that was unfairly stolen from your family is being returned with massive heavenly interest. The locusts have eaten your harvest for years, but heaven is issuing a divine refund immediately. Do not ask politely for your stolen peace anymore. You must demand it back with the absolute authority of the Chosen One. Look directly into the terrible storm and command the violent winds to obey your voice. You carry the exact same power that parted the massive sea and raised the dead back to beautiful life. Stop letting small inconveniences intimidate your royal spirit. The enemy is absolutely terrified of the giant you are becoming in this very moment. The heavy chains of generational poverty are shattering violently on the floor. I can hear the loud sound of the dark prison doors breaking wide open for you. You have survived the brutal wilderness, and you have passed the ultimate test of holy endurance. Your hands are finally clean and strong enough to hold the massive weight of this incoming wealth. Do not look back at the painful desert you just walked through. Fix your eyes completely on the bright horizon right now. The heavy sky is breaking open, and the massive rain of divine provision is about to fall directly on your dry ground. Hold your breath if you must. The divine alignment is locking into perfect place, and the angels of provision have been fully dispatched to your exact location. Prepare your spirit for the ultimate revelation. The moment of absolute revelation is finally here. You have crossed the heavy spiritual threshold safely. The massive iron doors of your financial prison are breaking wide open right now. You can literally feel the heavy chains falling off your tired feet. The brutal season of endless waiting is completely finished, and heaven is loudly declaring your absolute victory over the spirit of poverty today. You are completely free from the heavy burden. I promise to hand you the exact key you were missing. The enemy desperately wanted to keep this secret completely hidden from you. You thought the key was working harder and begging louder. You thought you needed a perfect prayer to unlock the heavy door. But the hidden key is simply your holy silence, and it is your total willingness to just receive the massive blessing. The entire process is incredibly simple for you. Stop trying to earn what is already completely yours. You are the absolute cycle breaker of your family, and a massive wealth transfer has just been officially authorized in the heavenly courts today. Your exact name is written boldly on the title deed of this divine inheritance. I have personally signed the heavy document that legally breaks your family curse forever while the enemy watches in complete defeat. Your heavy debt is completely paid in full. The vault of heaven is completely unlocked for you now. The provision you have been crying for is pouring out directly toward your household. It will not come as a tiny trickle of survival money. It is coming as a massive flood of generational wealth because you must build the kingdom with strong hands. Your dry ground is rapidly turning into a beautiful and fertile garden right before your eyes. The beautiful green harvest is finally here today. The enemy is completely blind to your new elevated position. He cannot touch the massive blessing that is flowing into your bank account. I have surrounded your specific harvest room with a fierce wall of protective fire. The heavy debts that kept you awake at night are being supernaturally canceled, and every single record of your lack is being completely erased from history. Your heavy slate is wiped beautifully clean today. You are entirely secure inside my strong hands. You will never again stand at the back of the heavy line. You are the rightful heir stepping fully into your divine power. The heavy burden of generational poverty is lifting rapidly off your tired shoulders right now. You can finally breathe the fresh air of your promised land, while the dark storm passes completely behind you. The constant fear of unexpected bills is losing its dark grip on your mind entirely. Perfect financial peace is finally yours to keep. The massive miracle is going to arrive with incredible speed. People around you will be absolutely shocked by your sudden rise to wealth. They will wonder how you managed to climb out of the deep valley so incredibly fast. But you will quietly know that heaven simply bent the rules of normal math for you, because your massive obedience is producing a 100-fold return right now. Expect the sudden and glorious shift very soon. It will happen incredibly fast for your family. Look directly at the bright horizon before your tired eyes. The dark sky has completely cleared after the long rain. The angels of provision are delivering exactly what you requested in your darkest hours. You do not have to fight the heavy current anymore because the water is finally moving perfectly in your divine favor. You simply have to open your empty hands and let the divine abundance fill them completely. Do not ever doubt this beautiful truth again. Your painful history of absolute lack is officially erased today. The royal signet ring has been placed securely upon your tired finger. You now carry the absolute authority to command massive resources to move in your direction. Speak directly to your heavy mountains of debt and quietly watch them crumble into absolute dust before your feet. You are entirely unstoppable in this new and holy season of massive wealth. You are the true conqueror of this land. The massive financial door is wide open and securely wedged, and no dark force in hell can ever shut what I have powerfully opened for you today. Step boldly into the bright light of your new reality. Claim every single dollar and every massive opportunity that bears your royal name. The divine arrival season is your permanent home from this glorious moment forward. You have finally arrived at the wealthy place. Let the intense energy of that revelation settle completely over your spirit. I want you to pause exactly where you are right now. Drop your heavy shoulders all the way down to the floor. Slowly unclench your tight jaw and allow the heavy tension to drain completely out of your neck while you rest. Take one very deep breath in and let it out slowly. Feel the heavy armor falling completely off your tired back. The violent battle is already won in the unseen realm, and you do not have to carry your heavy sword anymore. You do not have to fight the heavy current anymore. You can finally stop bracing for the next sudden disaster to strike your home. That deep anxiety that gripped your chest 10 minutes ago is washing away completely. I am replacing your bitter exhaustion with my perfect and lasting peace, because the long season of your painful wilderness is officially coming to a total end tonight. The heavy fog of the dark wilderness is entirely gone from your bright mind. You are completely safe inside my strong hands now. You came into this moment feeling completely broken. You were so deeply terrified of the future. You thought my long silence was a harsh punishment for your human flaws, and you constantly wondered what you did wrong to deserve such a heavy burden. But now you know the absolute truth about your life. You are the powerful heir to a massive kingdom. The heavenly vault is completely open for you today, and you can finally look around your quiet room to realize the long war is officially over. You are standing on the beautiful shoreline of your new wealthy reality. The massive waves of generational poverty are breaking far behind you now. Your heart is overflowing with a deep and profound gratitude for this beautiful rescue. This is not the anxious gratitude of a frightened slave who just escaped a cruel master while running for their life. It is the majestic gratitude of a royal child who is proudly returning to their own massive palace after a very long journey. You realize how fiercely heaven fought to protect your specific inheritance. You did not have to earn this massive blessing with perfect behavior. I simply required your holy endurance and your quiet trust in the dark while the enemy tried to break your spirit completely. Your quiet tears have completely watered the dry ground of your wealthy future, and now you are ready to walk boldly into the bright season of the sudden harvest. Every deep wound the enemy inflicted on your gentle spirit is closing up today. The cruel words of confused people no longer hold any heavy weight in your mind. You are completely detached from their bitter opinions and endless gossip because you finally understand that they were completely blind to your massive calling. You know exactly who you are, and you know exactly what you possess in the unseen realm. This divine sanctuary has successfully bound up your bleeding wounds today. You are breathing the clean air of absolute freedom right now. The heavy pressure in your tired neck has completely vanished into thin air. You feel a sudden and powerful urge to honor the divine process that brought you here. You are no longer acting out of desperate fear or heavy obligation, but you are moving forward with the total confidence of the chosen one who is claiming their land. Your hands are completely open to receive the massive blessing. Heaven always works through physical actions to seal a spiritual promise. You have received the massive word of wealth directly into your open spirit. Now it is time to ground that beautiful reality into the physical world. An heir does not just quietly listen to the reading of the wealthy will while standing in the shadows of the estate. An heir proudly signs the heavy document to take official possession of the massive kingdom, and they step directly into the bright light of their new authority. Your heart is completely full of perfect peace and royal confidence. You know that the incoming financial flood will easily cover every single need your family has. You are completely ready to step out of the fragile boat and walk gracefully on the calm water. The massive transition requires a final step of bold faith to lock the heavy door securely behind you before you enter the new season. Prepare to make your physical decree of total trust in my provision. If this holy sanctuary has truly fed your starving spirit today, you must prepare your heart for the final step. I want you to linger in this beautiful peace for just a moment longer. Feel the absolute certainty of your incoming wealth settle deeply into your tired bones, while the angels of provision gather around your home. The heavy season of painful lack is completely dead forever. You are now ready to seal this beautiful covenant with your own willing hands. You are standing in the bright light of your new reality, and the time for endless waiting is completely over. Now heaven requires a physical action to lock this massive blessing permanently into your life. An heir does not walk away empty-handed from the massive estate, so you must make a physical decree today. The vault is wide open. The royal table is fully prepared for you. If this sanctuary has bound your deep wounds today, take a moment to honor the holy altar by planting a financial seed. I am inviting you to step forward right now. Kindly use the super thanks button below to seal your new wealth. This is not a transaction or a desperate plea for help, but it is your physical signature on the heavenly deed. You are officially claiming your land. When you sow a seed in this holy ground, you activate the divine law of multiplication and prove your absolute trust. You are acting exactly like the wealthy cycle breaker you have finally become. Do not let the enemy make you hesitate in sudden fear. Your seed is a massive weapon against poverty, and it shows heaven that your tired heart is finally ready to receive. You came here feeling like a tired beggar with empty pockets, but you are leaving this divine appointment as a powerful conqueror. When you give freely from a place of perfect peace, you completely destroy the spirit of lack. The enemy wants you to hoard your small resources in deep panic. But a true heir gives generously without any fear of tomorrow. Plant your seed today as a bold declaration of your absolute financial freedom. Every single dollar you sow will return to your household multiplied 100 times over, because heaven honors your immense faith. Your brave action is shaking the very foundation of the dark kingdom right now. The dark forces cannot stop a generous spirit. You are entirely victorious today. And your holy assignment does not end here tonight. There is someone in your phone contacts right now who is staring blindly at their screen, and they are absolutely terrified of tomorrow. They feel completely abandoned, just like you felt 10 minutes ago. You must become their sudden rescue mission tonight. Reach out your hand and save them. Pass this exact message on to them right now. When you share my word, you set the law of multiplication in motion for your own life while saving a dying soul. Heaven works beautifully through our deep human connection. Use your hands to pull them out of the dark water. You can easily be the absolute miracle they prayed for. They are desperately waiting for a clear sign from heaven. Your simple act of sharing will break their heavy chains of depression instantly, and you will pass the bright torch of freedom. This is exactly how the cycle breaker changes the entire world. We multiply the massive blessing until the enemy is completely starved out forever. Subscribe to this sanctuary so tomorrow brings another prophetic word directly to your feed before the old habit of the enemy returns. I will continue to feed your spirit every single day. We are building a massive army of wealthy cycle breakers right here. You truly belong in this holy tribe. Do not walk this path alone anymore. The heavy season of painful isolation is breaking off you completely right now, and you are surrounded by a fierce community. We understand your deep sacrifice. Together, we are walking straight into the greatest wealth transfer in human history. Your heavy slate is wiped clean. Your financial future is incredibly bright, and the long storm has finally passed. Stand still and quietly watch heaven move on your behalf today. The heavy rain of provision is already falling beautifully on your quiet household. Leave the word Amen below as the first stroke of a signature signed by a true heir, and claim your inheritance confidently. I will see you at the absolute top of the mountain very soon.